The Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
The Honest Edit Podcast. Unpacking the truth about life's messes, one honest conversation at a time. With your host, Scarlett, the no-fluff, get-it-done mindset coach, and Holli, your go-to for all things practical, balancing chaos with compassion.
Hi, welcome back to The Honest Edit.
I'm Holli.
And I'm Scarlett.
I interrupted you.
It's okay. Actually, that was perfect.
Okay, good.
And today we're talking about the anti-hustle kind of life. And it's sort of having that mindset where you don't need to rush around and do everything all the time, every single day, and then completely burn out. So I love this subject because I feel like I see it a lot.
Yeah.
Where people are just like, go, 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 go. And sometimes, actually, more often than not, even our team does it too. When we go into a session, we feel already rushed because we're working against the clock and clients pay for so many hours, or we quote those hours, and then we rush to get started. And it's like we have to take a step back as well and just plan for a minute.
Yes.
And my team has seen me do it. I'm notorious for it, that I will just stand there and everybody's running around and moving, and I'm thinking, I'm a thinker, and I'll stand there and I will literally map it out in my head in a few different scenarios, and I take everything the client says and apply that to those, visualizations. And then I'll go, okay, we're going to go at option A and see how that works. And then we have B and C to fall back on. And so my point is I feel like we're just always moving from the next thing so quickly.
Yes.
And we feel like if we don't get everything done in a certain amount of insert time frame, that somebody's going to pop out, and yell at us or something, or we're getting in trouble, or we're not going to feel good enough, or that we didn't take on 87 million things in our day. But if you just pause.
Yeah.
And take a moment and say, you know what, I will hang up my purse on that hook. Or I will take this over into my office, the mail that I need to take care of, and put it in my Dropbox is usually over there, my little tray. Or I will take 15 minutes and reset this drawer because it's been driving me nuts, or whatever it is. I'm just throwing out random examples. But I do feel like we need to slow down just long enough to make a decision that's intentional, or do a task that will better serve our future.
Yeah, I feel that so much. So a lot of the time is like, just do it now so you don't have to do it later, and then it doesn't like bog you down. I think that for me, I think about this a lot, and I have a lot of conversations, especially with my mom friends, around this like anti-hustle culture, or even the hustle culture. And I think that when COVID happened and I had a 5-month-old, all that changed for me. And even now, getting back into computer work for my virtual assistant clients, getting back into refocusing, I feel like I'm a different person than I was before I had Max. And then even COVID changed a lot of the way that I think about things. And I feel like I used to could do 40 different things a day. And now it's like, it's hard for me to get through 2 things. And so I have to stay organized, and I have to stay in my habit. I have to do my habit stacking. I've got to do my time blocking, because otherwise I'm not getting it done and I can't focus. And so, and if you guys know me, you also know that like some days I'm doing the bare minimum, and I'm okay with that. And I really follow where my cycle is, and we're going to talk about periods for a minute, but like that week before and the week of, I block my time where I'm not doing the most that week. I am giving myself time and space to piddle around the house and do my little resets and do my organizing and do those things, because I want to be closer to home. I want to move slower, and it's not about perfectionism for me, and I'm not going to burn myself out. And so I think that you've talked about before about perfectionism and social media and how there's this influence just kind of through culture and society of like, aesthetically, it's got to be this. Aesthetic, it's got to be perfect or it's got to be pleasing. And that's just not the way it goes. I mean, yesterday I showed some girlfriends a before and after of a garage I did, and it is by no means Instagram pretty, but it's progress. And we're going slow and we're moving slow through these different, boxes of shit that have been there for years. And that way the client's not getting burned out. And we've come to this agreement, like we're going to go as fast as your brain can work, because it's also like the client sitting down or you sitting down and going through like, do I need this? Where does this go? Is this a thing that works anymore? And so if you can just slow down a little bit, you're going to make better decisions.
Absolutely. And I'll say I've been super duper guilty of it in the past week. I had this mishap happen like a few weeks ago, and it sort of derailed my mindset. And I felt like I was sort of in not necessarily survival mode, because I don't think I get into those mindsets anymore, or that mindset anymore. But I feel like I got out of my morning routine and my morning rhythm because I was packing in so much. I mean, we have the podcast, we have coaching clients, we have, organizing jobs, we have our team to consider, we wear 82 different hats being business owners. I have a fundraiser going on right now, and I'm handling a lot of the marketing and the social media. Seriously. And I just even saying all those things, I'm going, somebody give me a glass of wine. Right. And it just got me out of my morning rhythm. And so with this type of topic of just sort of slowing down, is that it was burning me out, and my morning energizes me.
Yeah.
My meditations, I'm doing breath work now, my visualizations. And yesterday I decided I'm just going to actually put everything on hold until 8 a.m. It's a-okay. And I'm going to have a normal morning. And let me tell you, I felt a million times better.
Good.
My mindset was great. I was able to make better decisions in my day. I was very energetic. I dance on Wednesdays with my dance partner, and he was like, man, you are on top of it, because last week I was a little bit of a wreck. And, my head just wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
And so because I identified that I had gotten out of what was important to me and what I usually prioritize, I had to reset myself and say, okay, we're going to do this. And yesterday was an amazing day and result of it. And I'm a person that will take on, I'm kind of opposite of you. I want to power pack my days. I just put out a post where literally I go, how many hats are we going to wear today? And I listed all the things, and I was like HR, sales, marketing, script writer, and I just kept going down. And that's just what I'm into this season.
I also feel like I think you just have to like pick your season. Like, I think that also going back to what I was talking about before, like COVID and having a new baby at home, like my give a fuck level just changed. My energy level just changed. It's like I am not going to kill myself trying to get all of the things done. I can write it on the list. I can do it later. I can time block it for later. It's like I'm trying to kind of live more in the moment.
Yeah.
And like a day by day, like wake up, let's get our stuff done. Let's be present for our family. You guys know I'm in it. In the 5-year-old right now, school's about to be out. There's lots of things in motion. Trying to run a business, trying to do all these things. So, I mean, there are definitely times that I'm more of a hustler, but I also really listen to my body and what I'm feeling and giving myself rest, because for 25 years of my career, I didn't do that. I was just on every day. Answering questions, energy for everybody all the time. And I just don't fucking have it anymore.
Right. Well, I don't think we should feel guilty about that either. I always feel guilty if like I sit down at home, even for 5 minutes.
Yes.
And I think a part of my self-care routine, the reason why it's so early in the morning is because I feel weird if for example, my mother-in-law is like sweeping my floor. And that bothers me because she's up doing work, even though she's retired and she just wants stuff to do. And I'm sitting on my ass, doing nothing for 5 minutes while she's sweeping my floor. But I think we all sort of have that guilty kind of feeling if we relax for 5 minutes.
Yes. It shouldn't be like that.
It should not be like that.
You have the permission to sit down. You have the permission to not do the thing. Like, we're not telling you to not do it eventually, but like you can slow down. We don't have to be on all the time. We have to protect our energy, especially with, all the things that are happening in the world and our family systems and growing kids and growing businesses. Like, if you can't slow down a little bit and not and let yourself not be guilty, then you're not going to be able to recoup your energy and what you feel is important. And some girlfriends told me about this last night, and I was like, what does this mean? They said, we were talking about self-care, and they were talking about the everything shower. And I was like, what is everything?
Would you do everything?
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
I'm like, I take maybe 10-minute mom showers. I mean, there's not a ton of time for things. I think lately I've been taking more baths, and I love that. I
love baths.
And I have to share the bathroom with the kid, and that's like a whole thing. I really want to rip out a part of my bathroom and redo it, but I don't think my husband's ever going to let me do that. But anyways, I digress. But they were talking about the everything shower and how you go in, you do everything, you get your nails, you do your face mask and your hair mask, and you're shaving or you're not shaving, or all of your things, your exfoliation. And I was like, wow, like just thinking about like spending the time, it would feel so amazing if you did that and you just slowed down.
Yep.
And I do Friday afternoons, especially when I was working in corporate. Friday after work was my self-care day. People would be going out to the bar. I would be going to get a foot massage, go and get a facial, getting home, getting in bed, going to bed early. So Friday is still kind of like my self-care day. I usually don't do like big jobs on Fridays. And so it is my time for me time, for my everything day, to do what I want to do before Max is out of school all weekend. We have other responsibilities and activities. So just redefining like the progress of your day and what's important to you. And you really can just take things one day at a time. Like, yes, planning is great. And yes, in my brain, I know that what I'm doing the next couple weeks and the goals that I want to achieve, the things I need to knock off the list. But like energy wise, like you just wake up and make it your day, and make sure, like, we know that Scarlett's morning habits and her routine impact your day. The way that you start your day is going to impact you. So getting like, that when you're not doing the things that you need to do, you're going to feel like shit and you're going to be overwhelmed and you're going to hit that burnout.
Yeah.
And so really try to make time and space, and whatever that looks like. That might be like sitting in the car for 5 minutes with the eye mask on before you walk into the office and just doing some breathing, or listening to your favorite podcast that's going to make you cry so hard you see your fans. Us. Or like having time to watch your favorite TV show, or going on a walk with your kid, like whatever your little happy thing is. With everything going on and all of the bad, make sure that you're getting to control a little bit of what you're doing for yourself and your family, and doing those happy things and just slowing down. We don't have to look like Instagram looks. It's edited. It's all edited.
I know, because we do it all day long. It's so edited.
It's so edited.
Yeah. But I feel like it's just a balancing act. Everything is a balance. Like if you decide you want to like stuff your face with 20 Oreos, yeah, eat an Oreo, Oreo, gluten-free, stevia, organic, healthy cookie, whatever is your bag, right? I just chose Oreos because that was easy for me to come up with really quickly. But if you're going to stuff your face with 20 Oreos, too much of a good thing could turn into a bad thing. So I feel like it's just balance, give and take, right? Yeah. So yes, I want to sit down for 5 minutes. But when I sit down for 5 minutes, was I up for 10 hours on my feet and I ate lunch while I was working and I hadn't had a moment to myself whatsoever. And all I want to do is sit down and enjoy my freaking espresso and not have anybody else do a damn thing in my house while I'm sitting. Yes, of course. I enjoy my espressos. So it's a balancing act. It's kind of saying, all right, I've done enough. Let me take a time, to sit down and enjoy my lunch or eat my freaking Oreo cookie.
I just had a friend drop off some homemade cookies and she made them with cream cheese and they're freaking delicious and they're gluten-free. And yeah, I know. I'll get the recipe. I'll bring cookies next time. I'm sorry. I messed it up. But it's important to eat a cookie and take a break. I have a client that forces me to sit down and eat while we're on the job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love her for that so much. And she's like, have you eaten? You need to stop and eat. And I'm like, thank you for mothering me while I'm also trying to work for you.
Yep.
But and so we'll sit down and I'll be like labeling while I sit down. And she's like, can you just stop for a minute? Like, I know you're on the clock and I see you trying to make the most of it, but like, let's just have a conversation.
And then mine too. Yeah.
And I love
that was us to sit down and
and that's great because we are on our feet for 6 hours at a time. I eat these I actually have them right here, these little chia packet things. Like a little sleazy.
Yeah.
I have these, and otherwise you just feel lightheaded, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, because we were super to eat.
Yeah.
And we'll just power right through because we're on a time clock. So for us, it's like, well, I can eat at 3 when I leave here. And it's 1, but we're starting to kind of like crash down.
Yeah. I think I find that women do that a lot, that we are standing while feeding ourselves. I had girlfriends over the other day and we were having coffee and I was like, we can sit down. Like there are chairs here and there's no children here. Like we can sit down and everyone's like, oh, I'm just so used to standing and eating.
Yeah.
And actually
it's like you don't even think
there are studies. It's like, it is not good for your body to stand and eat. Like it creates more stress. And I saw that, I don't know, like in my 20s. There was like this, I don't know, reset that I did. And it was really be mindful of like when you sit down and you eat, and that way you don't overeat and you're like thinking about chewing and all the things. So there's some healthy habits in there too. But yeah, we shouldn't feel guilty for sitting down while someone else is doing work because you've been working your ass off all day.
Seriously.
And you know what? I say this to my girlfriends a lot. Just take up space. You are allowed. I give you permission to take up as much fucking space as you want. And take up space. You are allowed to be here. You are worthy for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You slow down. Go take yourself an everything shower.
But also there's that balance. There's that flip side to the coin, which we've been talking about the recovery aspect. But if I have clients that really just go home and do nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm going, well, that's why you're not getting things done. There has to be a healthy balance between getting stuff done and not burning out and giving yourself that recovery time to feel like you were productive in your day, but also you have that rest point. Like when you're working out at a gym, you have, when you work out and you pump iron and you get your heart rate up, but then you have that recovery time for your muscles and you have to have that balance. It was the same with the rest of your body or your mind, but if you're going home at the end of your day and you're just like jumping on a Game Boy or is there Game Boys still around?
I am dating myself. I have a Game Boy. I have the original Game Boy still. It's pretty awesome.
I didn't call it PlayStation now. Or
Switches.
Switch. It's in the Switch.
And a Wii Fit? No.
Well, the Wii thing is your movie.
It's the Wii.
But just with my tennis, if you're playing the Wii tennis, that's what I was trying to...
We're trying to say, don't go home and get on your phone.
You can recover and still be productive.
Yeah.
I felt really burnt out. I don't remember what day it was. I just work from my iPhone. My iPhone it tells me what to do. But if you get really burnt out, take a freaking day. But if you go home and you spend 6-7 hours and you're doing like literally nothing. You're not spending time with your family. You're not revisiting your goals. You're not doing self-care, taking care of yourself and being healthy. You're not taking that walk or whatever. Balance. Everything is balance. You can recover and still do other things that you love. You know, I recover when I dance. I danced for 5 hours last night, ladies and gents. Good Lord, I'm very sore this morning.
Good for you. You're doing those goals that you've set for yourself, and you're also giving yourself space when your red flag goes off of like, oh, I need some time.
Blow off some steam. And that's exactly what I did outside. I went and I danced with my group and my partner, and it was fun. And we just kept going after class. Yeah,
It's not fun.
and just kept going. And I was like, well, this is gonna be very sore tomorrow, but I was very rejuvenated.
But you get to sit in a chair and talk to me all day.
I know, that's a lot of fun.
So we encourage you to carve out like 15, 20 minutes this week. Slow down. Edit a
Well,
page
15, 20 minutes a day.
a day.
And we challenge you to do it for a week.
Yeah.
Specifically this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just remember your progress over perfection.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to look like everybody else. No. It just has to feel good and bring you joy.
Yeah, and stop rushing around. You don't have to take on the world every single day. I had to literally tell myself that every single day. So, we get it. We understand. We do it too. But you can take a moment to hang your purse up, like I said before. You could take a moment to put something away. You don't have to throw and run and leave and do all of that. So be mindful. Stay tuned for our next episode. And thanks for joining us.
Bye, guys. See you next time.
The Honest Edit Podcast. Unpacking the truth about life's messes, one honest conversation at a time. With your host, Scarlett, the no-fluff, get-it-done mindset coach, and Holli, your go-to for all things practical, balancing chaos with compassion.